Well, morning guys. So today I'm not going to do a walking video because after that walk last week up Shatton Moor, my Achilles tendon's quite sore. So what I thought today is I'm going to do a video about the sort of kit I take out with me on a day walk. So the clothing I wear and then what I take with me in my day pack, just in case it proves useful for you. I mean, you know, it's not like Mary Poppins handbag or anything, but there's some certain fundamentals that, you know, you should always take with you. So that's what the video is about. So we'll crack on, we'll get straight into the walking gear. Just as a bit of an aside, I'm not promoting any of this stuff. I'm not an affiliate marketer or anything like that, so it's just what I take personally with me. So there's a kit laid out in front of me, don't know if you can see it there. So what I'll do now, I will go through each item one by one. So this is what I tend to wear at this time of year. So it is winter, but you know, in other seasons you adjust accordingly. You know, you wouldn't take a down jacket in summer, but you may well still take a fleece and a waterproof, for example. Okay, so I'll go through each item now individually, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. So right, we'll go through each item now. I'll go through from basically bottom to top, starting off with footwear and work my way up. Don't know if you can hear the wind there, it's a bit windy today. So starting off, boots. Now this is one of the items where I do really sort of spend a little bit of money if I've got it. I've always had Scarpas. Bronzos were my go-to boot for a long time, but I think these are GTX something or other. They're Gore-Tex with a leather upper. They'll last you for quite a good time. You can resole them. I look after them with knit wax or Granger's wax I use. So after most outings, particularly if it's been wet, then that's what I'll do. I'll clean them. I use a boot buddy. I'll probably show you that at some point. And that's what I use to maintain them. Next most important thing, and this is really worth spending a bit of time on, is these Bridgestone socks. I think the Bridgedale socks, sorry. Quite expensive, but they're a double layer. These are the medium thickness ones, but I've never had blisters with these, never ever, even with brand new boots. So even though they might be relatively expensive, they'll last you, and if it stops blisters, it's well worth the trip. The other thing, particularly up in the dark peak and the bogs, pair of gaiters. Simply hook over the bottom of your boots, just if you're going through mud or anything like that, they velcro up. Yeah, they're pretty good. Then I go on to trousers. I think I've got a pair of, I have some lightweight ones in summer and then some, these are a bit heavier weight for winter. So they're sort of shower proof. I think these are actually regatta, zip pockets, etc. The summer ones you can zip the bottom off. They've got, you know, the velcro and attachments at the bottom to tighten up, and zips as well at the bottom to get over your boots, things like that. So they're lined, you know, really good they are. So they're my go-to, and I've got some lightweight ones, I think from Aldi, which are quite good. So top half now. This is where you get into layers. So this time of year I wear a base layer. Is a typical one. I think again I got that from Aldi. It's got a hood, and you can also pull up over your face as well, so if it's a bit cool. So I always do that. I'm probably going to invest in a merino one at some point. I'm not sure if this is merino actually. So a quick look. Probably not the price I paid for it, but I'm probably going to invest on. But anyway, this just helps wick away the sweat, keep you nice and warm. So I'll have that. I'll have a t-shirt. It's my favourite one at the moment, Lemmy. On top of that, I'll put a fleece. So I think it was on the walk up Bradwell Moor, I literally had the base layer, t-shirt and this fleece. And even though that was freezing with the fact you're moving, etc., I was quite warm, very warm. This is by Mountain Hardware, polar fleece. So it's quite a tight knit woven sort of structure. It's got a couple of zip pockets and the like. So that I'm really impressed with. I got on a sale half price from Elpkit, I think it was. But yeah, that'll do the trick. Sometimes if it is really cold, I should take a down jacket. And this one's good down to about -18. I'll be honest, I tend to find them quite warm. so I don't tend to wear them a huge amount unless it's very, very cold, or I'll always take these with me if I have to stay still for a period of time. Then obviously these can keep you a lot warmer. You know, these tend to cool down quite quickly when you stop moving. What else have we got? Okay, so gloves. Pair of Trek-Mate Gore-Tex gloves. I took these to Iceland. They really are very good. You can seal them off at the cuffs, they'll go over there, they're elasticated. They're also waterproof and touch sensitive, so on the fingertip here, if you're navigating, for instance, on an app or something like that, or you want to use your mobile, that finger is basically allow you to use on a touch sensitive screen, even through a touch sensitive bag, which I'll show you later on. So yeah, really good pair of gloves. Again, not cheap, but yeah, I use them when I need to. To be honest with you, if I'm walking, I'm quite warm anyway. Very rarely do I have to wear gloves. Next one, and I will give these guys a shout out. So this is a mountain equipment, Gore-Tex, waterproof. Had that a couple of years, so it's really good. You know, it's got a peak. You can tighten up at the front and the back to really make it close fitting. It's got all the zips and double taped seams, etc. Also, particularly for me, it's got the vents under the arms, so if you're getting a bit warm, you can cool yourself down. And obviously, yeah, really good coat. Now, really impressed with these guys. I contacted them. If you remember right, I caught it on some barbed wire. So I contacted them and said, look, can you repair it for me? They said, no problem, even though you don't have a receipt, just send it to us and we'll fix it for you. It'll be about 3 weeks. And I actually had it back with just over a week and no cost for the repair, so quite a good repair done. I could have bought a kit myself, but they've done a real good job on that, so really impressed with the service from those guys. So that was mountain equipment. That's a really good waterproof. Again, that's one other item I will spend a little bit more money on, because, you know, keeping dry and out the wind is quite fundamentally important. And then, in my case, a bloody large hat. So yeah, just keep heated a bit. So really, that's my sort of walking gear. Don't really take much more than that. You don't need much more than that. You know, it's all about layers. So that's what I tend to take with me at this time of year. Obviously I'll downscale it, but I tend to take all of that with me every time. And then, you know, you can always put another layer on, you know, but if you know, that's a way of keeping warm and dry, etc. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll just finish here on that element, and then we'll move on to the kit I take in my day bag. Well, hi guys, so next bit is a rucksack. Now what I take generally on a day-to-day basis or walks I go on. This was an absolute bargain. So it's a Carrymore rucksack. My missus used to work at a charity shop and essentially paid £5 for that, and we've had this good 3 or 4 years now, and it's not let us down. It's a really good pack, fully adjustable. You can adjust the back, it's well padded, adjustable here on the straps. Can't really see that very well, can you? Let me rest. You know, you can, it's adjustable here on the straps and whatever. It's got the holders for trekking poles and things. The strap across there just to hold it in a bit better. It's obviously got a waistband, quite good here, got pockets on it, as well as you can put things through here if you want to as well. So plenty of accessories. I don't know what's going to be in here, so some hand gel in there. Must have been in the pandemic. Let's go check the other one actually, see what's in there. Oh, fiver. For the pub for a pint. I don't think I'd even buy a pint now. So, you know, really good in that sense. So good waterproof rucksack. It also has at the bottom, it's got a waterproof at the bottom here. Velcro, open that, there's like a waterproof cover that comes over. So it's an Ocelot Super Wick 35. Very quite an old one, but you know, can't fault that. You know, it's got plenty of pockets. There's another pocket here. Plenty of straps and nooks and crannies here to store stuff if you need it. Nice bag at the top, pocket at the top, and my map and compass in there. I'll go through that in a second. A couple of side ones here for things like water and drinks. So quite a versatile little rucksack that for a day walk. Plenty of good features on it. It's quite comfy. Yeah, for £5, mate. You cannot grumble with that, can you? Anyway, so now let's have a look through here to see what we've got. God knows what I'm going to find in here. Map, always take a backup map. Compass. So that's a silver compass enclosed in there, but you can open that up. You know, you can get a sighting, etc, etc. So I tell you as backup, I tend to use, as most of you will be banging on about already, I tend to use Outdoor Active. I've just upgraded to the Pro Plus actually. A whistle, so quite key if you're out, you get lost, dark, poor visibility. Grid references and things will get rescuers so far, but they tend to whistle. You can whistle in response, so I always take that with me. My go-to source of energy, Kendall mint cake. You know, if you're really for a good quick sugar boost and energy boost, you know, you can't beat that. It is literally pure sugar. Can't do much for your diabetes. Some wipes. You never know when you're going to get caught out. One thing I've not got on here, but absolutely I always take with me, is a roll of bog paper and a trowel, because I don't care how good you are, mate, sometimes you do just get caught out, so you don't not bury it somewhere, you know. Bit of a trick there, if you're in a wood, hang off a tree like that, save any nasty accidents. Blister tape, just in case, you know, your feet need a bit taping up, and I think that's about it in that one, so we'll put all that back in there. Can't argue enough about taking a map with you. That's a whole heap better actually. So that's that. Let's see what we've got in the side pockets here. Water bottle. I do take more than this, but these hydro flasks, they are the dog's nuts, mate. Really are. Probably about 25 quid, but the seal on them, they're proper, right, as you can see there, proper red rubber seal. This stuff keeps stuff cold or whatever for well over 24 hours, especially if you put a bit of ice in it. So especially on a hot day, I think that holds just under a pint, 621ml. They're stainless, pretty robust, and like I say, they keep stuff cold, which is quite good on a hot day. If I go on to the next pocket on the side, flasks. Don't care what you may say, mate. If you're going to buy a flask, buy a Stanley. I've got a large one I use when I go fishing for a few days, but this one, and they're not cheap, 35 quid there, but they are bomb proof. Again, they will keep stuff hot easily for all day, and they're quite tough. I mean, it says on here on the advertising, minus 70 wind chill. I'm assuming that's American. They've had the odd speeding bullet hit them. They've been in category 5 hurricanes, and they dropped one of the best part of 40,000 feet, and they still survive. So they're stainless steel, double wall vacuum insulated. The lid acts as a cup, leak proof, dishwasher safe. I mean, they really are. But it says here 15 hours hot, 15 hours cold, 2 days iced. So, you know, put a bit of ice in your water and that'll last you easily. Can't fault them enough. Well worth the money. You know, for the life of one of these, you probably buy four or five different flasks. So again, they've gone in there. Just check if there's anything else. Or hand sanitizer. Must have been a bit paranoid, I think, in the old pandemic. Although, with my hands and that's how I wash them. Quite not a bad thing. So, have a look for the main pack now. See what else we've got in here. God only knows what we're going to find. Nothing embarrassing, I hope. So, a bit of a multi-tool actually. Mrs. bought it for me for Christmas. It's got like an axe, knife, pliers. You never know, they are quite useful. I don't think it's, you know, you're going to use it too often, but I suppose if you get attacked by zombies or whatever, you've got some weaponry around with you. But generally, you just never know when you're going to need it. So, for the weight of it, it's quite light, then, you know, take it with you. What else? Walking poles. So I've got these OEX ones, they're carbon, and they basically fold out like that, and then you can extend them. They're quite good. I tend to use them, if anything, either downhill and very rarely on a steep uphill one. So yeah, they just fold away really nice and small in there. So I think I've got a couple in here. Open, so otherwise I've lost one. There's a knee support, you never know if you hurt your knee or injure your knee, but my missus also uses those for her knees, since I pretty much ruptured one going across Kinder Scout with her. Emergency bag, blizzard survival bag, really good these are. You know, you can, I think you can walk in these, so pretty much covers you, pretty much, and will keep you warm. As many of you will know, if you're out and you get injured, and then you stop moving, you get cold very quickly. So I normally take at least one of these. They're vacuum packed, so it'd be interesting trying to get that back in. That is. But yeah, well worth taking. I've come across people with hypothermia before when I've been out, especially on that B29 wreck on Bleaklow. At one time, just people going up there with no clue at all about weather and the gear. So we have helped a couple of people out up here. I think this is the right one. I've got a better one than this, but this is just a touch-proof, waterproof bag for your phone. It goes around your neck. I've got one of the diving ones which you can just seal with a clip like that, so it's totally 100% waterproof. So I take that, I have my phone in it around my neck. I can keep it inside my jacket if it's a bit cold to keep it warm and stop the battery going. I'll do a tutorial on outdoor active, but I can go out all day and I'm still at 50% of the battery when I get back home. I just turn off data, turn everything off apart from the GPS, download the map. So they're really good. Touch sensitive as well, good screen. First aid kit, not a massive one, but it's got the basics in it, you know. So, you know, scissors, tape, safety pins, tweezers, bandages, woven bandages, wipes, cream, burn gel, dressings large and small, sterile dressings as well, plasters, blister plasters, etc. So that will do minor injuries, breaks, sprains and bleeding and stuff like that. So you don't need much more, because hopefully the mountain rescue will get to you before anything gets too serious. So you know, probably not a bad idea to do a first aid course, to be honest with you. What else have we got in here? Just wondering where my other walking sticks come. Anyway, these are like marker spikes, not quite as good. I'll probably get a pair, but they've got like a metal spring on the bottom, so a bit of grip in the ice. The rest of it appears to be crap. I'm a bit interested where my other walking pole's gone, but I'm sure that's probably just lying around upstairs under the bed somewhere. Okay, so that's basically what I take with them. So, you know, I've got a few bits that'll help out if you get into trouble, some walking aids, you know, stuff like that, multi-tools, and I'll just take my snap and whatever. So that's pretty much what I take with me when I'm on a day walk. So, you know, not too much. You don't need to take the kitchen sink and everything, and that's what I take with me, and it's quite light as well. So generally that's the sort of kit I take out walking. You don't need to overcomplicate it, you don't need to spend a lot of money. There's one or two items that I spend a little bit more than I normally would, and that's waterproofs and boots. But other than that, that's what I take out of me. I hope that's been useful, and I'll catch you on the next video.